Hey there, thanks for clicking on this video. My name's Roberto. I'm a creative entrepreneur, public speaker, and I do a lot of stuff here on YouTube about social media, business development, and sometimes I do the occasional motivational video, and this is one of those. One of the things people talk to me about in social media a lot is their struggles with motivation, procrastination, a lack of productivity, and just not feeling confident in themselves. And this is a really big deal. And it breaks my heart because I know exactly what that's like. I used to think of myself as a loser. I used to call myself that. A lot of it had to do with the fact that I was broke and I was struggling, especially throughout my college years. All of my friends were driving cars. I couldn't afford one. I used to have to bum rides to go to school and to work. And I was paying for community college cash and have the money to go to a good school. And, I struggled in high school with bullying and depression. My grades suffered for it. I had some issues in my family and home life that were really getting to me. There were a couple of issues with me where, it got really bad. I was in a dark place, and you know what? It impacted so many aspects of my life. And I felt like there was nothing I could do to take control back and to just even feel good about who I was seeing in the mirror. So I understand what it's like to struggle through those things. And only by overcoming that and only by taking back the control over my life was I able to build a career that I was proud of when I was working as a graphic designer and working for other companies. Only by mastering that confidence and feeling like I deserved better in life was I able to step away from, a steady income and those opportunities to go out on my own and be a full-time freelancer. And from there, I had to find my voice, and I decided to use YouTube to try to do that. And it gave me the opportunity to become a public speaker. It gave me the opportunity to build my business as a consultant and then later as a coach. And it continues to give me more and more opportunities. And the foundation of that was finding my confidence, finding my voice, finding my inner charisma, and finding a way to make meaning out of my pain and out of my suffering and to just stop the struggle. You have to step off of the struggle bus at some point. And it's going to be one step at a time. But once you get out of that door, it is the most important thing that you can do. And part of that is going to come down to taking responsibility for your life and for your outcomes. Finding the things that you can control is much more important than dwelling on circumstances that you didn't ask for, that you don't feel you deserve. The things that shouldn't have happened to you, the things that you think should have happened to you, the things you think you should have gotten in life are irrelevant. You don't want to, as my friend Amy would say, you don't want to should all over yourself. Instead, what you need to do is you need to flip the script and you need to tell yourself a different story. Instead of calling yourself a loser, you need to understand that you haven't arrived yet and that you're working on yourself. Instead of saying that you're broke, you need to say that you're not as financially secure or stable as you'd like to be, but you're someone who's going to educate themselves and walk out of that struggle. By telling yourself just a different story. Positive affirmations sound like bunk or hokum to people, and some of you want real solutions to your problems. But I'm telling you that it does start with what's in your head. Your thoughts ultimately become your actions, and only through your actions are you going to change your circumstances. You either need to find a way or make a way. And you can't do that if you're abusing yourself day in and day out, because I tell you what, there are plenty of other people who are going to do it for you, so why pile on? The person who has most cheated you, the person who has robbed you most of your potential is in the mirror. And you need to change that person into your greatest ally, your greatest champion. You need to be your own champion. You are going to save yourself. I'm not going to save you. I'm not going to step in for you. I'm not going to be the one that delivers you from your suffering. You are. You're going to do that. And you're going to do that by taking extreme accountability. You're going to do that by changing how you treat yourself. You're going to change your standards. You're going to hold yourself accountable. You're going to develop good habits. You're going to become disciplined. You are going to learn things and work hard. And that is how you are going to exit from your suffering and getting off the struggle bus and getting on the success train. That is how you're going to arrive at a destination that you know you deserve. Now, here's practical advice in terms of taking responsibility and taking back control of your life. One of the first things I did to take responsibility was I started treating myself better in terms of my habits with regard to my health and to my energy. I started making it a priority to find 5, 10, 15 minutes every single day to do physical activity and exercise, to get my blood circulation better, to get my breathing better, to just get healthier. I made that an absolute priority because I needed more energy if I was going to work any harder than I already was. So I had to make that a priority. I had to discipline myself to eliminate my distractions and my bad habits, things I was wasting time on and things I was wasting money on that weren't bettering me. That was an extremely hard thing to do because we tell ourselves that we deserve our escapism. We deserve these distractions because we worked hard all day. We deserve something. That's real easy to do. I'll tell you what, you deserve more sleep. You deserve more sleep. Instead of the video games, instead of the Netflix, instead of anything else that you're doing, maybe just sleep a little bit more, okay? Because that's gonna feel really good. That's gonna be great. You deserve more rest and you're gonna have more energy to attack the day. Other things you can take control of is stop giving people access to you. Stop letting people rent space in your head for free if they are toxic or if they're abusing you or they're treating you bad. This can be really hard, especially when those people are family. But I'm telling you, if they are abusing you, you need to raise your standard. Set real lines in the sand for how you will be talked to, how you'll be treated. Be very ruthless about this. Your life will get better. Your life will get better because now, without them in your head and without them taking energy and time from you and demotivating you, you can put more of that time and energy into people who are your allies, people who are helping you to achieve your goals, and you can leave behind people who are also on the struggle bus, those crabs in a barrel that might be hindering you, holding you back, and you can find people that are going to lift you up. You can find people who are going to join forces with you. You can find people with common values, common beliefs, common goals, and common ground. That is so important for you to put yourself into a better environment with a better class of people. No judgment to the people in your life, but I say a better class of people in terms of what you expect, what you deserve, and what is going to be valuable to you. And if you don't feel like you have permission to do that, I'm giving it to you now. By taking responsibility for my relationships and who had access to my energy, by taking responsibility for how I was spending my time and investing in myself, and even treating myself better in terms of what I was eating, resting, what I was reading, what I was watching, deleting the news apps from my phone, these things made it a lot easier to combat the struggles and the hardships because I had more energy or more resources or more knowledge because I freed up time away from things that were taking from me in favor of things that were adding to me. And when you do that, your struggling will just slowly, incrementally get less and less. I'm not saying that suffering is going to be eliminated from your life forever, but you're going to become more powerful to combat those challenges and struggles, and they're not going to feel like a weight or a burden or something insurmountable anymore. And you need to change your habits by making them a little bit more obvious and making them easy. Do you know why I leave my YouTube camera and my podcasting gear always set up? Because it's easier to actually turn on the camera and hit record, or turn on the microphone and hit record and do something when it's staring me right in the face, and when there's not friction, when there's not a barrier between me and the outcome, except for my own execution. And that makes me more disciplined and more committed and more accountable. And you need to find ways to be more accountable in your life, whether it's someone to hold you accountable, a promise you make to people on the other end of something, like the promises that I make to show up for my audience. Those things really matter. So again, if you're someone who's been struggling, if you're someone who's felt demotivated, defeated, I understand where you're coming from. I was you, okay? I was you. I felt that in my gut, in my soul, every single day when I looked in the mirror. And I'm telling you, this is how you make a change. If you take no other advice from me ever, if you never watch another YouTube video from me again, watch this one over and over and over until it sinks in. Because I was really hard-headed, and these lessons had to get through this thick skull of mine, and it took years. If I had had somebody to tell me this, to really just go in on me in my early 20s, it would have made a difference in my life fundamentally. It would have fundamentally made a difference in my life, okay? So I'm doing for you what I wish someone had done for me. I want you to understand that it is within your control and within your power to change the circumstances of your life, that you can be the author of your own future and your own destiny. John Connor, this is a Terminator quote, "No fate but what we make for ourselves." I genuinely believe that. And you know why? Because I rewrote my own destiny. I rewrote my own life, and I did it from rock bottom. I did it from a place of feeling absolutely worthless and defeated to the point of wanting to take my own life. And if I could come back from that, if I could do it, then I genuinely believe you have that same ability and power within you, because I don't believe I'm that special, okay? I want you to understand that I'm not an anomaly or a unicorn in that way. Not in that way. This is a very human thing. This isn't a Roberto thing. This is a human thing. So I want you to understand and to feel that and to relate to that and to know that it's not about me promising you hope. It's about you having to honor the promise of your own potential and to give yourself a fighting chance, because you need to believe. If no one's told you this, I want to be the one to tell you this. You need to believe that you're worth it. You're not a mistake. You're not a mistake. I don't know who told you that. I don't know who made you feel that. But you're not a mistake and you're not lost. You have a responsibility to build the life that you want for yourself so that you can do right by other people. So what I want you to do is I want you to honor that commitment. I want you to honor the promise of your potential. And I want you to go out there and create something awesome today, because you deserve it and the world deserves what you have to offer. I hope this worked for you guys. I hope this helped you feel confident, help you feel that you can do more, that you can earn more, that you can be more, because you can. All right? Hope you're having a good one wherever you are, whenever you're watching this. Go out there, create something awesome today. Take care.